In case you thought Mike Vick was just making a casual toss away comment talking about Chip before, he's now doing the rounds, doing podcasts, and spewing the narrative. So he says Chip Kelly ruined the Eagles. He ran the shit out of them. He didn't want to run so much. He's too old. Blah, blah, blah. Basically, he's like ragging on Nick Foles. Everybody in the comment is like, Nick Foles won a Super Bowl, bro. Like, don't clown don't clown the homie, right? Like, maybe I'm just a fan and don't see it straight, but Foles always played well for the Eagles. A few years he did special things. I don't think Foles in a QB battle is crazy like the host. I'm not gonna lie, Chip Kelly's idea would have worked, low key worked in a way that changed the league. The only issue was that most NFL players are divas. No offense, but ego is a big issue, as seen by how it ruined Chip Kelly himself. Not too many players commit to excellence and rely on talent alone. Love Vic, but that's literally why that Eagles team didn't amount to anything. In a way, it's to be expected with young men in these dynamics, but I wish they could just put their head down and just do the job they're paid to do. In this case, Vic was supposed to be the elder Wiseman of the team, but that didn't work. Look at how miserable they are a whole decade later, still bothered by it. LO, like, again, no defense of Chip Kelly, but I'm just tired of guys who are privileged enough to play the game they love. Uh, let's see, put it away where you go. In a poetic sense, they both destroyed each other when all they needed to do was trust in the system. And he is a 40-year-old still complaining about having to do his job. Chip works in the college level because those guys, for the most part, just do their job. And this guy's like, uh, if a guy has the talent to do something you don't have the right to tell them what to do. At the pro level, talents out overshadows hard work. Effort isn't everything. Yeah, because that Patriots dynasty was just dripping with talent. It wasn't a system or coaching or anything like that. Uh, or teamwork. I completely understand, but the fact remains those who truly dedicate themselves are the ones society admires for their excellence. More people remember Brady in terms of NFL history, 2000 to 2022 era, than Vic or Djax. My point remains, like, it just blows my mind. It's like, yeah, so nobody's telling Mahomes what to do, right? Like Andy Reid doesn't get to tell Mahomes what to do because he's just so talented, right? So Vic and LaShawn McCoy and Djax just got to thug it out. We'll say, right? Those were three of my favorite players at the time, right? But it is what it is. I was counting on them to not put shame on the name, and they absolutely did. They couldn't stop fucking doing dumb shit with women, doing dumb shit with like robberies and gangs, or in Vic's case, everybody already knows, right? So, yeah, those three guys were fucking clowns. Yeah, they were extremely talented. They could have been something. They're fucking assholes that care more about being shittier rappers than I am. I guarantee you I could out rap LaShawn McCoy or Deshaun Jackson and Lou Williams. Lou Williams would be the toughest of the three, but none of those cats can fucking rap for shit. They should have just stuck to fucking playing football. Always doing dumb shit like fucking talking about like who the fastest is and all that sort of shit. Like Emmett Smith was never bragging about being the fastest. He has the most yards in a lot of Super Bowls. So quit being fuck ups. Uh, Let's see. Chip brought in Jeff Stoutland, who is still with the Eagles and is generally regarded as the best offensive line coach in the NFL. Let's see. The RPO, run pass option game, has been a part of the Eagles offense ever since he came here to this day. And his sports science and training program had the Eagles in great shape. His play calling and his stint as GM were terrible though. I do remember we didn't have like any injuries when Chip was here. We just sucked. So uh, I definitely think it was just the diva drama, thugs. Chips doesn't have any swag, doesn't have any pedigree. Who's this college guy coming here telling us what to do? Nobody wanted to fucking buy in, right? Like LaShawn McCoy doesn't want to buy into a system. He wants to get a ball, dance around, and run for 40 yards. Like Mike Vick doesn't want to get into a system. He wants to drop back, run around, and then run for fucking 40 yards or throw an 80-yard bomb. Deshaun Jackson just wants to run as fast as he can and catch a ball, throw it as far as somebody can throw it, and catch it in stride so he doesn't have to do anything but his one trick. Right? Like these are guys that only relied on talent. They were extremely talented. They did complement each other, but the the mentality, the winning mindset was lacking severely. That's why a person like Nick Foles could come in with way less and capitalize and win the whole fucking thing. Um, but basically, I'm sure you already like caught all this, but why is Chip Kelly at Ohio State right now? Why does he have the most talented offense in the league? Why is he being criticized for only being able to score 10 points against Michigan in a nothing game that only matters because it's the game, right? Anybody like people were talking about Oregon's game in the bowl, or I'm sorry, in the Big Ten championship or whatever. They were talking about that game like they shouldn't even have to play it. Like, oh, this is just bad for whoever plays it. This game doesn't mean anything, blah blah blah. Like that's what the game was. The game was just as meaningless and pointless and stupid. Michigan didn't mean anything. They should have just fucking canceled it. Right? Like everybody knows Ohio State's better than Michigan. They didn't have to prove it on the field. One of them's playing in the playoffs, one's not. Okay, like, are we gonna fucking clown the Ravens if they're resting up and lose to the Browns the last week of the season and get in with like 12 wins? Of course not. 11 wins, whatever it would be, right? So, yeah, why is Chip Kelly right there at Ohio State? Literally right there at Ohio State. He could have gone anywhere. He's offensive coordinator. They played three top five teams in the league, beat two of them. Everybody's clowning on him right now. So, to me, it just makes too much sense. Belichick comes in, he hires Chip Kelly, he hires Nick Saban. Everybody else gets fired. Jim Schwartz goes to the Lions, helps shore up their defense. Um, Eagles special teams guy Dave Phipp, who won the Super Bowl with the Eagles, he's already on the Lions. All right, like this is ready to blow. There's no doubt. I could even take Andrew or not Andrew Berry. I can't remember his name, but whoever the defensive coordinator is on the Lions right now, he used to coach with the Browns. I could see him either moving to secondary coach for the Lions, hopping over to the Browns. Like there's just too many guys with like the perfect type of history for some crazy brawl to happen, shootout next year in the playoffs. I think the Browns might fuck around and win the division. Right? They got Belichick and Saban and Chip Kelly. I mean, I think they're gonna kill it in free. Oh, they don't have much. See, they don't have much cap to work with. But Belichick is a guy, the type of guy that you just got to be a system guy, right? He doesn't need top level talent at every position. So, I think having Myles Garrett, um, let's see, getting Nick Foles, of course, you got your franchise quarterback. Watched them beat him in a Super Bowl, like Belichick and Foles finally team up. To me, it's just too obvious that this is what they're drawing up. Where you look. Yeah, so literally anything you can think of is gonna fucking connect back to these guys. So I was like, what's Jim Washburn doing? He's the one that brought the wide nine to Philly, and he was with Schwartz in Tennessee, I believe. So it's like, oh, okay. He was a defensive line coach for the Lions from 2013 to 2015, coached the Eagles, coached the Titans. He's gonna be 76 next year. Not bad. When was his first coaching job? 1976 at SMU? Huh? Alrighty. And then, let's see. The Eagles 2011 to 2012. Yeah, so he was on that heel Dream Team Eagles team, right? And what do you know? He comes in to be the heel last year on the Browns, right? 2023. Comes in for 1 year, so I I think the wide nine like doesn't work. It's too susceptible to getting blown up by the run. The Steelers ran all over the Browns. They're supposed to be good against the runs. Look, 474 palindrome. Let's see. Steroid scandal. No big deal. Alrighty, so that's what you got. I'm just saying, like pretty much any coach you can think of right now, it's like, why are they still hanging around? They're in the league at 75 years old, on exactly where we need them to be. All right, so we got Howard Mudd. Okay, he popped in a coach's mind because he was a really good Eagles offensive line coach who passed away. Okay, so he retired in 1971. That's Wooden's number. Then immediately began coaching at University of California. All right, Cal. I think not UCLA, but Cal. Right across the way. And then let's see. So he won a Super Bowl with the Colts. Let's see. So he was number 68. We love that, right? Born in 1942 in Midland, Michigan. Died at age 78. That's flip 87. in Seattle. There's definitely some weird Seattle-Cleveland connection I haven't quite made heads or tails of yet, but the Seahawks are way too prominent in the movie Draft Day to not play a part somehow. Look, drafted in 1964. Okay. Look, he coached the Browns. That's what we really needed, right? So he was on that really popular Browns team, including the '86 Browns team. You know, the ones losing the AFC championships to the Broncos, that sort of stuff. Two-time All-Pro, 67 and 68. What do you know, right? Holy shit. No way. Let's see. Michigan. Oh, he won the 1957 Michigan State Championship? Get the fuck out of here, dude. Tell me I'm wrong. Let's see. Goes on to play for Michigan State. So if you'll remember, the Michigan State Lions connection is the Spartans. The Lions were originally the Portsmouth Spartans. Okay, and I haven't gone too deep into this one yet, but isn't it interesting? I'm trying to make some sort of Cavaliers, University of Virginia connection with Cleveland. And what do you know? UVA's mascot, they're the Wahoos, and then the Indians have Chief Wahoo, is what cursed them. Isn't that interesting? Let's see. So he was selected by the Niners. That's their 64 coding. Lots of connections between the Browns and the Niners. So yeah, there we go. 49 in the 64 draft. Literally, you just flip that 6 upside down and invert it. You got 49, right? What do you know? And then, let's see. Coach hasn't been feeling great. That's why he's not uploading more. It's nothing to do with the Browns. He's got to get oral surgery. Wisdom teeth he's never gotten out, and they're really bothering him. So, just letting you know, I'm not down about nothing. It's just hard to fight through the headaches, that sort of stuff. Let's see. Looks like he played against the Saints. There's lots of Saints connections here too, like the Ohio State in 2014. They won in New Orleans. Let's see. Reed talked him out of retirement. That's when McCoy led the league in touchdowns and rushing yards. Let's see. Oh, he helped Jason Kelce come on. He had him as a rookie. Howard took a chance on him. So Kelce owes his whole career to Mud because he was just a 6th-round center. All right, so let's see. Peyton Manning. Jim Johnson. Let's see. Jim Johnson died at 68. What do you know? The most legendary Eagles coach, born in Illinois. Coached at Notre Dame. There's the Seahawks, too. He died from a motorcycle accident at 78 years old. Jesus fuck. And he coached for 47 years. That's one of their perfect numbers, right? So I'll leave it there. So today we're going to do some Jimmy Johnsons, and this was just off the top of my head as I was about to post the video you're watching now. Actually, I just turned into like 4 different videos, right? I decided to stitch them together instead of doing different uploads. I think it's a better formula, even though you get more clicks the other way. I don't really care, right? So I guess for the diehards, people that want to come around when they come around, right? So we actually don't like when our videos get a lot of views because most of them are randoms that don't have any footing, and we don't want them around anyway. They're just going to troll and talk about their stupid college football team. So we do this style because less people are going to click on it, and the good stuff gets hidden. We're not trying to be boastful or get a bunch of Cowboys fans wanting to get Jimmy Johnson clickbait, right? So we just try to make the titles inconspicuous, shove a bunch of random shit together that's not really random. But anyway, enough of the intro. So 49ers legend Jimmy Johnson dies at age 86. Spent his entire 16-year career with the Niners. Jim Johnson, legendary Eagles defensive coordinator that went to all those NFC championship games, died in 2009 at the age of 68. So we got Jimmy Johnson dead at 86, Jim Johnson dead at 68. What do you know? Curse of Jimmy Johnson, still alive for the Cowboys and is 81 years old. So he's already skipped 68. So he's either looking at 86 if the Cowboys are really, really, really lucky. Jimmy's only hanging around another 5 years. Or it could be 89. It could be 8 years from now. Or it could be 98 years old. Right? So 18 years from now puts us in 2043. And that would be 50th year anniversary of when Jimmy Johnson was winning. So I'm not saying that's for sure what they're doing, but I do like that one. I was originally thinking the Cowboys would get something like a 2036 or something. But, you know, we'll know when he dies, we got to start paying really close attention. And we know we don't have to worry about them a minute before, right? That's our strategy there is we're betting on Jimmy. You know, because he doesn't need to see the Cowboys win. He doesn't want to see the Cowboys win. He's the one cursing them, right? So we as soon as Jimmy gets out of there, we gotta look really close at the Cowboys, and we actually want him to hang on as long as possible. Because if we'll know for sure if it's the 98 1-0, we can just fade the Cowboys for another 20 years, right? So you know what I mean. So and then as soon as, like I said, we drops dead, we gotta start looking because Michael Irvin says that's how they cancel out their bad karma, but I think it's because Jimmy's still alive. I don't think there's any mending of the fences that can be done personally. So that's what Coach has for you in this. All right, sorry for the delayed upload. Here's, one more stitch together to try to make up for it. So the Browns have signed Riley Patterson to the practice squad. Interesting, because the same day I had flagged the word Riley because I was thinking of Riley Cooper, because they're bringing him up, talking about when he dropped the N-bomb at the country concert. So that was interesting at work. I had a question. Viewers are what percentage more likely to recall advertisements that are relevant to them? Well, Coach knew it was 86% because none of the other numbers look exciting. He was right. Jalen Hurts has 25 touchdowns and 1 interception in the last 10 weeks with a top 10 completion percentage. Okay? Doesn't that remind you of Nick Foles with the 27-2? Wonder if Foles saves their season or something. That's too simple. We're pretty sure he's coming over to Cleveland. Could also I was talking about like Jim Schwartz bouncing over the lines, all that sort of stuff. I could see him staying on with the Browns as well. He doesn't have to get fired, but I would rather see him go back to the Lions. Kelsey's wife has the #1 podcast over Joe Rogan now, so they're still milking the Kelsey thing. That makes me feel good about, the Chiefs-Eagles thing. Darren Sproles says Carson Wentz didn't want to run the same offense after Super Bowl winnerless Nick coaching, in that Sproles connected better with Nick Foles. So Wentz sucks. Sproles is definitely someone to trust from that team. Like, he was the #1 hardest worker out of like anybody who ran the running back drills. Like, top notch. Nobody could do it better. Let's see. Like, Shady says that Chip Kelly was uncomfortable with a black player, so him and Deshaun Jackson are still buddying up. Here's Deshaun Jackson spiking the ball at the 1, in case you forget who that is. Former Rams wide receiver Deshaun Jackson sues, charging for wrongful arrest for a car theft. Says he was racially profiled. So everybody's just racist against these guys. You know the drill. So it is what it is. We're going to do 2 more profiles here to send it off. We got Brian Sipe of the Cardiac Kids Browns quarterback. So born in 49, we love that. Gives us our 64 coding. He's 75 now, so we would love for him to die after August of next year. Let's see. We got. So he played for the Browns, of course. Also played for Jacksonville. There's another Jacksonville Bulls connection. Who's the other one? Archie Griffin. So Sipe and Griffin were together on the Jacksonville Bulls. We definitely want to learn more about that team, but they were fun. Led the league in passing touchdowns in 79. Let's see.
1944, that's our 64 coating and 44 together. Let's see. 149 interceptions, that's our 64. Touchdowns, 154, that's our 2045. Let's see. We go super fast. Let's see. Oh, here we go. 3876, that's our 78 and 76 coding. We learn a lot more about the 87 and 78 stuff in some of the books we're going to do. Coach still hasn't done the big upload. That's not what this one is. This is more just another dump to thin it out a little bit. Let's see, 600,000, 3 years, that's our 666 coding. Let's see. Okay, this one's crazy that we haven't done one was positive. We have Paul Brown himself. Okay, so 25 seasons. Let's see, he's from Ohio, of course. Went to Miami of Ohio and Ohio State, coached at Ohio State. '57 coach of the year, and the interesting is coach of the year when they lost 46 to 49 champs. That's another flip, so that's interesting. He was 4-time. So not only is there like overall, 46 to 64, but then their AFC, that's also a flip, 46 to 49. We know they hit all those, but it's interesting. That's like the total span too. 9 and 8 postseason, that's for 86. Career, you fucking joking, 33, 13 and 3 for the 333. They're so cute, aren't they? Let's see. Retired in 75, flip of 57 when he was coach of the year. We got 12, 2 and 1. It's just always the same thing. Let's see. Repeat. 33. 130,000. That's 123. Boring. Boring. Eight and 1. We have a lot more on Paul Brown in the books, so I'm kind of just going fast, not trying to read everything. Len Ford. Get through him real quick. Let's see, 76 Hall of Fame, got all of it right. 46 is when he died, fucking awesome, crazy. Played for the Browns till 57. Played for the LA Dons in 49. 125 games played. $4.5 million. I already knew this, but Bill Walsh was passed over by Bill Tiger Johnson, Paul Brown also coached the Tigers, I believe, at Clemson. 67 Pro Hall of Fame. So yeah, he's got Bill Walsh and Anton Shola under his tree. Chuck Studley, head coach of Cincinnati, huh? So this guy's still alive, old Chuck Studley. 95, I give him 3 years.
All right, so the Eagles pulled from Chip Kelly's playbook to get Super Bowl Foles in form. Chip Kelly proclaimed Nick Foles his starting quarterback for the next millennium, so you can believe anywhere he's at. If Nick Foles is available, that's the guy he wants. Peterson allowed Chip Kelly to help him win the Super Bowl, and interesting enough, Doug Peterson, who is the Jaguars head coach, was an excellent quarterbacks coach for the Eagles under Chip Kelly. So once he gets fired as Jaguars head coordinator, I'm sure he would love an opportunity to reunite with Foles as the Browns quarterback coach in Chip Kelly's offense under Bill Belichick, presumably either Schwartz or Nick Saban coaching the defense. Right, Schwartz would probably be perfect there with like all the Eagles pedigree, so I would probably just keep Schwartz there if I were them. You basically just have the Philadelphia Browns sitting there. We're gonna get to finish this video, so check it out. Miami, when Jimmy Johnson was there, won the 1986 Heisman Trophy. It was the first Hurricane to ever win it, and it was the second widest margin of victory in Heisman history, behind only 1968's O.J. Simpson. Since then, Ohio State has done it, Michigan has done it, a couple others as well, but Harbaugh of Michigan finished number 2. Okay, I guess I didn't fucking add that in here. Here we go, I'll show you. Right here. Jim Harbaugh, Michigan, was next with QB efficiency. Now ranks 100th all time. 276 passes, 2,557 yards. Not bad, right? So also, with the Chip Kelly Sports Science program, that's going to help get the last bit of juice out of Nick Foles, get him going again, get the last bit of juice out of Josh Gordon, get him back to like he's in his prime, because he doesn't have a ton of wear and tear. And then, help Myles Garrett become league MVP, all that sort of good stuff. Is absolutely dominating it. He's going to help keep all these guys healthy. Like Garrett's nursing like 10 injuries right now. I can't believe I didn't mention that Ricky Williams, who goes on to be a Dolphin, he does it in 98, so that's our 86 coding too. So 86, 68, and 98, like literally not missing a beat, right? Where's 89? I guess it's the only one they missed out on. Nothing exciting happened in 89 for some reason.